Hi again then guys, and welcome to episode 26 of Dirtmasters Unplugged, the fusion tuning series between Dirtmasters and Special Projects Custom Builds, a series where we take vehicles which are typically just used as road cars or have no rally equivalent on the game and turn them into rally spec machines. And in this episode we've turned the Renault Clio V6, this is the first generation V6, the premium model, into a Rallycross style build, so more powerful and lighter than a WRC car, but not necessarily quite as extreme as a Group B machine. And Rallycross cars in general have more of a kind of a enthusiastic amateur kind of feel than a professionally backed team from a manufacturer, for instance. Now, as far as the visuals, all I've done is of course painted it white, fitted the rally style wing and the chin splitter, so there's no real need to show you that, it's fairly simple to do. As far as colour, obviously it's not a replica, so go for whatever colour you want, and so let's go straight over to the tuning garage for the mechanical setup and then take it out to the dirt track to see how it performs as a rallycross vehicle. So, for the tuning build on our Rallycross Clio, we've got dirt tyres, fairly obviously. For the brakes, we've increased the front balance to 6, reduced the rear to 4. For the suspension, I've got the ride height on 100, front and rear, springs to 550, dampers to 3 all round, anti-roll as high as possible to counteract the rear-wheel drive layout, camber on 2, neutral toe, we'll come back to the gearbox in a second. For the diff, we've got the lowest initial torque, highest acceleration, and a braking sensitivity of 10. As far as the power, obviously it's not a replica, so you can go for whatever power you want. I've chosen not to give the car too much, and also I wanted it to be fairly rounded off numbers, so as you can see 500 pp, 400 horsepower, 1200 kilos. So for the power on this car, it does have an oil change, and we've gone for the stage 3 engine tune, sports computer, manifold, cat, and the semi-race exhaust. We've left the intake stock. We have the full weight loss package, the maximum rear downforce, and a 107 kilo ballast, which we've placed all the way to the front of the car to make it more tail happy, but in a good way for a rally car, because you don't want it to have that mid-engine rear-wheel drive handling of a road car on a dirt track, because that just doesn't work out that well. Now, as far as finally the gearbox, we've got an auto setting of 130. It's a very close ratio gearbox, like a rallycross car. For the individual gears, we've gone for 3750, 2675, 2025, 1600, 1325 and 1125 with a final drive of 3.5. So that's it for the tune setup overall. Now let's finally take it out to the dirt track to see how it performs. Now, the funny thing about the Clio V6 is, as I mentioned in my review for this car not that long ago, it's not the most beginner-friendly of hot hatches. It has pretty unique handling because it's one of the very few modern mid-engined hatchbacks. There were a couple back in the day, of course, the 205 and the Renault 5, but this is pretty unique these days. But as a rallycross car, it actually suits it really well. The proportions of the car are relatively compact. It has almost a not quite square ground area, but not far off due to how short and wide the car is. It carries its weight pretty low, which is good for a rally car. And as far as power and weight, it feels, I would say, just right for this car. Now, obviously, PP doesn't really matter as much for rally cars because a slow rally car can still be a very good one, even if its PP is low. So as far as PP, it's at 500, so you can mess around, put it wherever you need it to be, but it feels perfect, I would say, at the 500 PP level. The acceleration is good, and it handles itself remarkably well, considering that it is a rear-wheel drive machine. I'm very happy to say. I would still prefer it if we could convert it to all-wheel drive, of course, because it would be quicker out of corners, but that's not an option at the moment. And it also looks the part as a rally machine, which is cool as well. So if you decide to use this custom rallycross build for the Clio V6, obviously I hope you find it fun and competitive. And if you're new to the channel and would like to keep up with custom builds like this as soon as they come out, be sure to subscribe down below. And as always, thanks for watching.
Bye.